My friends, have you noticed something strange in life? The moment you start climbing, the moment you start growing, the moment you start shining, there will always be some people waiting at the bottom, not to clap for you, but to see when you'll fall. Isn't it true? Some people, they don't carry an umbrella to protect you in the rain. They carry one to celebrate when it rains on you. And that's the harsh reality of life. Not everyone around you is your well-wisher. But here's the good news. Your success does not depend on their approval. Your growth does not stop because of their doubts. And your journey will never be written by those who secretly wait for you to fail. It will only be written by you through your courage, your character, and your consistency. My friends, let me tell you something that happens in life so often, yet so silently. When you succeed, when you take one small step upward, when your life begins to shine even a little, you will notice that not everyone around you celebrates it. Some people will clap. Some people will smile. Some people will even hug you and say, "I'm so happy for you." But deep inside, not every smile is genuine, not every clap is real, and not every hug carries warmth. Think about it. When a plane takes off, most people look up and admire it. Some take pictures, some watch in wonder. But there are always a few who just wait for the moment the plane disappears into the clouds, secretly hoping it will crash. Life is exactly like that. The higher you rise, the more visible you become, not only to those who admire you, but also to those who envy you. Some people don't see your success as a source of inspiration. They see it as a reminder of their own shortcomings. Instead of asking themselves, "How can I also grow?" they ask, "Why him? Why her? Why not me?" And that question turns into bitterness. They don't want you to fail because they dislike you personally. They want you to fail because your growth exposes their stagnation. Imagine running a marathon. You've trained hard, sacrificed comforts, woken up early, stayed disciplined. But there are people sitting on the sidelines who never trained, never prepared, never even put on running shoes. Yet, as they sit there with a packet of chips in one hand and a soft drink in the other, they comment, "Let's see how long he lasts. He will slow down soon. He can't keep it up." Isn't that ironic? Those who don't run criticize the runner. Those who don't try wait for the trier to fail. And here's the real test for you. What will you do when you realize not everyone is cheering? Will you stop running because some are mocking? Will you give up climbing because some are hoping you fall? Or will you remember that your race is yours, your journey is yours, and your purpose is yours? The truth is, my friends, you can't expect the whole world to be happy for you. Even the brightest sun has people who complain that it's too hot. Even the most beautiful rose has people who complain about its thorns. Even the sweetest fruit has people who say it's too ripe or not ripe enough. So why should you be surprised when your growth has people who complain, criticize, or secretly wait for you to stumble? And yet, the beautiful part of life is this: you don't need everyone to clap for you. You just need a few genuine hearts who truly care. And most importantly, you need yourself. If you can clap for yourself, if you can genuinely be proud of your progress, if you can keep your focus on the path ahead rather than the whispers behind, then no amount of silent waiting, no amount of jealous eyes, no amount of hidden negativity can stop you from reaching where you are meant to go. So remember, not everyone will celebrate your success. But don't let that stop you from succeeding. Because the goal of life is not to collect claps. It is to complete the race you were meant to run. My friends, Jealousy is one of the most silent enemies of human progress. It doesn't shout, it doesn't announce itself, it doesn't come with a warning. It hides behind smiles, it hides behind polite conversations, it even hides behind compliments. But if you look closely, you will notice it in the tone, in the eyes, in the pauses. You will see it in the way someone says, "Oh, congratulations, but you're so lucky." As if your years of hard work were nothing more than a lottery ticket. You will hear it when someone whispers to another, "He's doing well, but let's see how long this lasts." Oh, jealousy is not about you. It is about them. When people see you progressing, when they see you shining, when they see you becoming what they secretly wish to be, their own insecurities wake up. It's not that your success hurts them. It's that your success reminds them of their own failures. And instead of working on themselves, instead of growing, instead of changing their lives, they find it easier to secretly hope that you stumble. Imagine this, a candle burning in a dark room. The candle brings light, it brings warmth, it brings visibility. But there might be another candle in the same room that refuses to burn, refuses to ignite. Instead of lighting itself, it looks at the glowing candle and thinks, "I wish that flame would go out, so this room is dark again, and no one can see that I am still unlit." Isn't that how jealousy works? It doesn't want to light its own flame, it just wants to blow out yours. And yet, here is the strange thing, jealous people don't want you to fail completely. No, that would end their entertainment. They want you to rise just enough to be visible, and then fall in a way that satisfies their hunger. They want your success to be short-lived, because it proves them right. They want your achievements to collapse, so they can whisper to themselves, "See, I knew it. He was never that good. She was never that strong. They didn't deserve it anyway." But the truth is, my friends, jealousy is never about your worth. It is always about their wounds. It is never about your achievements. It is about their emptiness. And that's why you should never take jealousy personally. When someone envies you, it doesn't mean you are wrong. It simply means you are doing something right. Because people never throw stones at a tree with no fruit. The stones only come when there is sweetness hanging on the branches. So what do we do when jealousy surrounds us? We don't fight it, we don't argue with it. We don't waste our energy trying to convince jealous hearts to love us. Instead, we focus on our path. Let their jealousy be their burden, not yours. Let their bitterness be their problem, not your distraction. If you stop and engage with every jealous person, you will never reach your destination. And remember, jealousy is powerful, but so is kindness. Sometimes the best way to deal with those who envy you is not to crush them with arrogance, but to remain humble. Because humility disarms envy. When you keep shining without bragging, when you keep rising without arrogance, when you keep succeeding without forgetting your roots, the fire of jealousy burns itself out. At the end of the day, jealous people are not your enemies. They are your silent teachers. They teach you patience, they teach you focus, and most importantly, they remind you that if people are envying you, it means you are moving forward. And isn't that a beautiful confirmation that you are on the right path? Silence, my friends, is one of the most powerful responses you can ever give in life. When people are waiting for you to fail, when they are whispering behind your back, when they are making predictions about how soon you will fall, your greatest answer is not to shout back, not to prove them wrong with words, but to stay silent and let your actions do the speaking. Because silence has a dignity that noise can never match. Think about it. If you are walking through a jungle and every dog that barks at you distracts you, you will never reach the other side. Do you bark back at the dogs? Do you argue with them? No, you keep walking because the more you engage with every bark, the more you lose sight of the path. Life works in exactly the same way. The people who are waiting for you to fail, they bark in the form of doubts, in the form of gossip, in the form of negativity. But your job is not to bark back, your job is to walk on. There is a beautiful story from ancient times. A wise man was once insulted in public. People cursed him, mocked him, and laughed at him. He stood still, with complete silence on his face. After a while, one of his students asked, "Master, why did you not reply? Why didn't you defend yourself?" The wise man smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" The student replied, "To the giver." The master said, "Exactly. Insults are also gifts. If I don't accept them, they remain with the one who gave them." Isn't that profound? When people give you negativity, you don't have to accept it. Your silence is a way of saying, "This belongs to you, not to me." Many times, silence speaks louder than words. Silence is not weakness, it is wisdom. Because when you react to every provocation, you lose your balance. But when you remain silent, you show strength. The world may misinterpret silence as acceptance, but in reality, silence is protection. It protects your peace, it protects your focus, it protects your energy. And energy, my friends, is the fuel you need to succeed. Now, let me tell you something real. People who wait for your failure feed on your reaction. They want you to fight back. They want you to get angry, to lose your temper, to get distracted. Because the moment you respond, you've already given them power over your mind. But when you remain silent, when you keep moving without acknowledging their negativity, they are left powerless. Your silence frustrates them more than your words ever could. Picture an eagle soaring high in the sky. The crow tries to irritate the eagle by pecking and making noise. Does the eagle fight with the crow? No. The eagle simply rises higher and higher until the crow cannot breathe at that altitude and falls away on its own. Silence is exactly that. When you rise higher with focus, you automatically leave behind those who try to drag you down. So the next time someone is waiting for you to fail, don't argue. Don't explain. Don't defend yourself unnecessarily. Just keep working, keep rising, keep shining. Let your success be your loudest statement. Because when you finally reach where you're meant to go, those who doubted you will have nothing left to say. Silence today becomes applause tomorrow. And that, my friends, is the most beautiful victory of all. My friends, life has a very interesting way of testing relationships. Success is one of the greatest filters. It reveals who truly stands with you and who only stood near you. When you grow, when you rise, when you achieve something meaningful, you will notice something surprising. Not everyone who smiles at you is happy for you. Not everyone who says, "Congratulations," is genuinely celebrating. And not everyone who is silent is neutral. Success exposes people in ways that failure never can. When you are struggling, almost everyone looks kind. They may sympathize, they may encourage, they may even offer help. But when you start succeeding, masks begin to fall. That is when you discover the truth about who is really your friend. A true friend will never feel threatened by your growth. A true friend will see your success as their joy. They will clap the loudest when you win because they never measured your worth against theirs. But a fake friend, my friends, feels differently. When you rise, they secretly shrink inside. When you shine, they feel a shadow cast on them. When you climb, they feel like they are falling behind. Think about this. When you light one candle with another, the first candle doesn't lose its flame. In fact, the room becomes brighter. That is the nature of real friendship. Your light adds to theirs, not takes away from it. But those who are not real friends think that your flame is stealing oxygen from their own. Instead of realizing that light multiplies, they think it divides. And so, instead of celebrating your glow, they wait for it to dim. Let me share an image with you. Imagine you are climbing a mountain. Some people climb alongside you, encouraging you with every step. Some may be slower than you, but they don't resent you. They are just happy to share the journey. But then there are those who pretend to climb with you. They smile when you look back, but deep down they hope that a stone will slip under your foot. They are not climbing for the summit, they are climbing only to see if you fall. And the saddest part, sometimes these people are not strangers. Sometimes they are the ones you trusted the most. But do not be disheartened. The test of friendship is not in the easy times. It is in the moments of growth. When life blesses you, see who celebrates with you without hesitation, without comparison, without envy. Those are your people. Treasure them, hold them close, because they are rare. And when life shows you those who pretend, who only smile on the surface but bleed envy within, don't hate them, don't fight them, but don't keep them in the innermost circle of your heart. True friendship, my friends, is like oxygen. You don't always see it, but you can feel it. When it's there, you breathe easy. When it's missing, you suffocate. A true friend makes your growth feel natural, safe, and joyful. A fake friend makes your growth feel heavy, suspicious, and lonely. And that is how you know the difference. So remember, success is not just about what you achieve. It is also about who is truly by your side when you achieve it. Don't just count the claps. Count the hearts behind those claps. Don't just count the faces around you. Count the intentions behind those faces. Because in the end, it is not the number of people standing around you that matters. It is the purity of the few who genuinely celebrate your joy as if it were their own. Those are your real friends. And if you have even 2 or 3 like that in your life, you are richer than most people in this world. My friends, in this journey of life, every single one of us is surrounded by 2 kinds of people. Those who give us energy and those who drain it. Some people are like the sun. When they are around you, you feel warm, alive, inspired, and ready to grow. Others are like a dark cloud. When they enter the room, they bring heaviness, doubt, and a sense of suffocation. And the strange truth is, both types of people smile at you. Both types of people talk to you. But the way you feel after spending time with them tells you exactly who they are. Think about it. Have you ever met someone and after just 10 minutes of conversation, you felt uplifted, motivated, and full of clarity? Their words had hope in them. Their eyes had sincerity. Their presence felt nourishing. Those are energy givers. And have you also met people who, after only 10 minutes, left you exhausted, confused, or doubting yourself? Their words carried criticism, their eyes carried envy, and their presence felt draining. Those are energy drainers. And if you are honest, you can recall such people in your own life. Energy givers are those who celebrate your victories. No matter how small, they may not gain anything from your success, but they feel joy in your joy. They remind you of your strengths when you forget them. They encourage you when you hesitate. They don't compete with you, they complete you. These are the people who see your potential, not your problems. Being with them feels like sitting under a tree on a hot day. You walk away refreshed, protected, and stronger. But energy drainers are the opposite. They notice your mistakes more than your progress. They highlight your failures but ignore your efforts. They may not openly wish for your downfall, but in their hearts, they don't want you to rise too high. They feed you with doubts, not dreams. Being with them feels like carrying a heavy bag on your shoulders. You walk away tired, heavy, and less confident. And the danger is, if you spend too much time with them, you begin to believe their doubts more than your own dreams. Let me give you an example. Imagine two gardeners standing in front of the same plant. One gardener looks at the little sprout and says, "Wow, it's growing. With a little water and sunlight, this will become a strong tree." The other gardener looks at the same sprout and says, It's too small, too weak. Probably won't survive the wind or the rain." Now tell me, which gardener will inspire the plant to grow? Which gardener would you want standing by that plant? Exactly, the one who nourishes, not the one who doubts. Similarly, in your life, the people around you are gardeners to your dreams. Some water them, some poison them. This is why it is so important to choose your circle carefully. If you surround yourself with energy drainers, no matter how big your dreams are, you will slowly shrink. But if you surround yourself with energy givers, even the smallest spark inside you will turn into a flame. Because we, as human beings, become like the company we keep. Sit with dreamers, you'll dream. Sit with complainers, you'll complain. Sit with hopeful people, you'll hope. Sit with bitter people, you'll become bitter. Now here is the challenge. You cannot completely avoid energy drainers. Some of them may be colleagues, some may be relatives, some may even be very close to you. But what you can do is control the amount of access they have to your heart. You don't need to hate them. You don't need to cut them off completely. But you must learn how to protect your energy around them. Spend less time with those who pull you down and more time with those who lift you up. Guard your inner world the way you guard your house, because not everyone who knocks on your door deserves to enter. So my friends, remember this: your energy is precious. Don't give it away to those who drain it.